Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. Guys, overall, I do feel like the episode was a bit lackluster. Okay, ain't gonna hold you. But as always, we're gonna have a little chinwag about it. So, as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We love having you here, and we also love a cheeky little chinwag. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SoDestinyX. And number three, please get cozy, comfy, lovely drink, snack, your portable fan, and let's get into today's review. Guys, quickly as well, just before I say something, just before I forget, I just want to say as well that with the people that they are currently highlighting to have issues and problems, I don't want us to lose sight of the fact that the real villains who need to be dumped are Dejon, Meg, Harry and Helena. I just want to quickly put it out there because it's like this useless situation is making us all forget that those four need to go. Okay, but let us get into it. So let's start with Harrison speaking to Toni, saying that he was surprised that he was picked. I actually don't know what we do with that information. You literally pulled her to the terrace 2 seconds before the recoupling, and now you're saying, oh, I'm surprised I was picked. Harrison, I've got your time today, okay? That guy has been a problem for a while anyway, but he is very, very, very slimy. And even when he was speaking to Toni as well, he was saying at the end of the day, right now, I just want to be tunnel vision with you. I just want to focus with you because I just felt like I owe it to myself to let you know that we have unfinished business. And that's why, once again, I'm still going to rip Toni Singer in today's review because either, and you know what it is, guys, I also just remembered as well, and someone reminded me on Twitter, Toni lost all common sense when she sat down and had a chat with Helena. Yeah. Ever since Toni sat down and spoke with Helena, she has been moving very, very mad in that villa. And that's why I have to hold it to you, because I don't get how a babe can go from having so much sense to literally doing what she did. That's just the reality of it. Of course, we know that Harrison now said that he wanted to go speak to Lauren quickly for 5 minutes. Helena and Meg, once again, you know, doing up spokesperson, town crier. They were just like, why do you want to speak to her? Don't you feel like the damage already done? Don't you feel like you should have spoken to her already? I don't want to hear Helena or Meg's mic till the finale. I'm so over those two in that villa. Like, it's not changing over here. Nothing is changing over here. But essentially, Lauren did now end up going to have a conversation with him, and she was crying, saying that she feels like a mug. Harrison also started crying as well. There was a lot of tears within the first 5 minutes of today's episode. And yeah, I do understand why she's crying, because she slept with this guy twice. And it goes back to what I said before. I'm not someone to police women's bodies and things like that or whatever, but I don't feel like, even the first night is like, okay, cool, she done it. When she done it again, I was just like, this isn't a smart decision to make, considering that this guy is very wishy-washy and flip-floppy with you, and sleeping with him wouldn't have secured your spot in the villa, if that makes sense. So it's a shame. I understand now why she's crying as well, because obviously she feels like she's been mugged off, and she's literally opened up herself physically, as you know, to obviously sleep with him, and now, you know, he's done a complete 180. So very interesting, because there was just a lot going on. Even when Harrison started crying, I was a bit confused, because yeah, like, bro, what did you expect? I don't really understand. Next, moving on to Harry and Dejon speaking about the Harrison situation, and they were like, oh, I need to pull him for a chat. What he done was what he's done. Guys, this is what I said, like, don't let this situation make you lose, not saying, well, I am saying, but don't allow this situation to make you lose sight of the fact that those two there are not the gentlemen that you think, because they were sitting there like, yeah, like, no, how can he do that to her? How can he do it? Guys, we haven't forgotten your actions from since episode 1, tikwa till now. We haven't forgotten those actions, okay? So all of y'all, tomatoes, bulls, tomatoes are together, okay? Now, next, moving on to Harrison now talking to the guys about what happened and why he took Toni to the terrace. Now, what was so interesting from this conversation was Dejon was just like, I know you like Lauren more. I just know it, bro. And I was just thinking, why are you pushing this guy to, like, be with Lauren so bad? Is it because you want all of you guys to be finalists? Because I know Dejon has studied Love Island, okay, from its inception, okay? But I found that quite interesting that, yeah, he was just like, I know that you want Lauren. I know, bro, I know you. And even Connor today was speaking sense as well, guys. Connor was even just like, you don't know that, so like, things can change. Like, bro, I don't think you know that. I don't think you know that, bro. And that's when Dejon was like, oh yeah, I just feel like I know him. I just feel like I know him. So very interesting, because I don't understand why he was pushing for him to be with Lauren so bad. Maybe because Lauren is also part of his girls trio group, so it will just make sense for them three. Dejon, we've clocked you. We clock this guy every single review. Cool. Next, moving on to Toni now speaking to Cach, and he pretty much said, you know what, have fun, live your life. I was literally mugged off. And guys, I really felt so sorry for Cach in today's episode. You guys know even him and Ty went to the terrace and Cach was crying because, yeah, you actually made me look like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. You made me look so silly and so stupid. And it was sad seeing him cry. I'm not going to hold you. It was. And people on Twitter were like, oh, they gave him the victim edit. Well, it worked on me. Okay, it worked on me because I feel like Cach really is a great guy. He's been very understanding. He's been very respectful to Toni as well, even when she expressed numerous times that she's still trying to get over Harrison and that entire situation. And I feel like he was mugged off today, and I didn't think that was okay. Next, move on to Dejon. Dejon was now talking to Harrison about Toni, basically like saying certain things about him. And Toni was essentially like, you know, I can hear you from across the villa, right? And Dejon was just like, okay, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you think I've said? Meg now was talking to her friends like, oh, I'm not having it. If she's gonna talk like D, if she's gonna talk to D like that, I'm not having it. But you are having it because you didn't move from where you were. Yeah. Please, don't get me started on them. Like, I'm not having her talk to my D like that. But you are having it because you didn't move from where you were, babes. Okay. But anyway, Toni literally said to Dejon as well, you know, if I was in your business, it would be another story. So I don't want you in mine. And yeah, clock it. Yeah. Let's clock that because you and Meg don't allow anyone to speak on your situation, or you guys have arguments and then 2 seconds later say, oh yeah, we're in a good place, so everyone needs to focus on their focus. But you're focusing on my focus right now. So why would I allow you to focus on my focus when you don't allow me to focus on yours? Toni, clack it. I'm still not rooting for you with the nonsense stunt you pulled, but clack it. Next, moving on to Meg and Dejon. Briefly, guys, when I say scratching the surface, I mean scratching the surface because I genuinely feel like they if the Facebook mums aren't serious, they will coast to the finals. They already are going to be in the finals. That's fine. I've accepted that, but they can't win. Meg and Dejon actually can't win. That makes no sense. But then again, Jess and Sammy won, and that still makes no sense. So we don't know. We actually just don't know. But of course, they were talking about, oh, I think I'm falling in love with you. Not yet. I love being around you. That's it, done. I have nothing else to say because they actually can't win. I'm sorry. I've never taken Meg and Dejon seriously with all their little stunts. They keep making it out. And it goes back to what she said in her speech yesterday where she said, oh, you know, everyone tries to break us, but it just makes us stronger. You guys are the weapons fashioned against yourselves because no one has been trying to break you. You guys have been breaking each other. If anything, your man has been breaking you. So let's stop there. Cool. At night time, we know that Toni confronted Dejon and literally said, you know, like, I heard what you said. And Dejon was just like, no, like, listen, I'm an honest guy. I wouldn't say anything behind your back, blah, blah, blah. I told him that he should get to know both of you, which is a lie, by the way. A lie caught in 4K because we watched it and we did see Dejon speak to Harrison and say, yeah, you need to go with Lauren. Like, you like Lauren more. You like Lauren more. You don't even like Toni like that. So that lie caught in 4K. Very interesting. Of course, Harry was now talking to Harrison and Dejon, and he was like, oh, you know what, you just have to do what's best for you. Like, at the end of the day, if I wanted to get Shakira back right now, I could. Are we watching the same show? What? These are the delusions that I speak about. What do you mean if you wanted to get Shakira back right now, you could? Babe, I have nothing else to say because the delusions are rampant in that villa. At this point, I ain't got nothing to say. Of course, Harrison and Lauren also had a quick conversation downstairs just before bedtime. And then she was like, you know, you need to tell her, you know, I'm not going to tell her. She even said it to the girls as well when she was speaking to them. Like, yeah, like, I don't feel like it's my place to tell her. Harrison needs to tell her. And then Harrison was also saying stuff like, oh, but I do want to be with you. But I do. It's given confusion. That guy is confused, guys. He's confused. He's confused because even she said it like, I slept with you and that meant nothing to you. And he was just like, I still want to be with you, but I'm just... Harrison's confused, guys. And I think the sooner we all accept that, the better. Because no one should be taking a headache for this guy. Now, the following day, the guys obviously told Harrison that he needs to tell Toni the tea, aka he slept with Lauren. So, of course, he now ended up telling Toni that they slept together. I feel like her reaction was a bit underwhelming. I don't know what I was expecting. Because at the same time, don't allow yourself to look crazy for a man. But she was just like, oh my gosh. Oh, you are so wrong for that. And I think at that moment, if anything, she was kind of processing the situation because not only have I coupled up with you, but now you've literally slept with this girl. And even Harrison wasn't honest. I think he only told her that they slept once instead of twice. But anyway, you literally dumped this girl to come with me and you guys have been intimate on such a level. So I don't really know what type of reaction I was expecting from Toni. Should she still have sat there? Should she have got up? I'm not sure. But maybe I was a bit underwhelmed. But then again, don't act crazy for a man. So I'm still trying to even process how I feel her reaction went, to be honest with you. But yeah, she just kept saying like, you know, you're so dumb and you still let her. Like, that's crazy, that's crazy. But we know that Toni and Lauren end up having a conversation at the end, so we'll get into that shortly as well. Next, moving on to Toni now, of course, telling Shakira and said that man is evil. I said evil. That man is evil. Helena now joined them. Yaz now joined them, and Helena was just like, how do you feel? And she was just like, yeah, he's no good. And then Yaz said it as well. Yeah, like, it's deep now. It's no good. And now Toni 2 and 2 was making 4 in her head because she said, oh, now it makes sense why she was crying so much. And it's true. Now there shouldn't be any other reason for Lauren to cry that much over a guy she's met for 1 week. I genuinely think it's because she decided to sleep with him twice. Genuinely. Of course, we know they ended up getting a text that it was time for Jamie and Yaz's first date. And guys, wow, I really loved them together. I need more. First and foremost, that was a good date as well. The production was production for that one, right? But second of all, I really love them together. I really wish we can get more scenes with them. I think today's date with them allowed us to see how close they actually are, how much they have in common. We found out that Yaz, well, we already knew this already, but Yaz is a twin, okay? She does Pilates, which is probably why she has a great posture. She has a cat called Meow Meow, which is so cute. We learned so much about Yaz today. But I really, really, really like them together. I think they are really cute. And I'm happy for them to be my winners at this point because clearly they seem to be the only couple that's making sense. Back at the main villa, Boris and Billy Kiss had a conversation. I didn't really understand the essence of this chat, if I'm going to be honest with you. Boris literally repeated everything that he said to Billy Kiss yesterday about there not being a spark. She knew that when she picked you for the recoupling, babe. She just didn't want to pick anyone else in the recoupling. So why do you feel the need to reiterate, I feel like we should just be friends, I feel like we should get to know other people? She already knew that from yesterday's recoupling and also from the conversation that you guys had. So I didn't really understand that one because even after, he now went to go and pull Emma for a chat and they went to the hideaway. I really don't have any, I don't even have any notes for that. I don't, because yeah, I'm sorry, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like, but they went to hideaway, they shared a kiss, they were in the hot tub. Very interesting. I think they should both start packing though. I don't think Boris and Emma have it in them to win this season. But that's just me. Let me know if you agree or disagree down below. Of course, Billy Kiss now talking to Cach. I said, oh, I think I'm awake. However, I don't feel like Cach is interested in Billy Kiss, unfortunately. It would have been really nice for him to. It would have been really nice, but even the way they were talking, you know, the body language that he was given, she seemed a lot more excited to engage and interact with him more than he did. And I always tell you guys, situations work best when the guy likes the girl or when the girl and the guy like each other on the same wavelength. And from that interaction, I didn't get the vibe that Cach was feeling Billy Kiss. But let's see how things progress. But I didn't get the vibe that he was feeling Billy Kiss from that. But once again, let me know down below if you agree as well. And last but not least, the episode ended with Toni pulling Lauren for a chat on the terrace, saying that she feels absolutely terrible. Toni also started crying. Lauren was just like, yeah, like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to tell you, but I just felt so sad, so mugged off. And Toni was saying as well, like, you know, he's selfish. He only cares about himself. And I would say this, right? I am actually quite glad that Lauren and Toni are understanding that there doesn't need to be a problem between them, that the problem is the man, okay? The problem is the mutual man that we both seem to like at the same time. So I can't lie, Harrison was very slimy for what he did. I'm not gonna, that's not changing over here. I'm gonna keep saying that. And I feel like him even acting all confused at the fact that Toni picked him and like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna pick, you literally just pulled her to the terrace. Toni as well, unless the producers actually told her to go for him, she really shouldn't have picked that man and she should have stayed with Cach. And I'm going to continue to stand on that because right now you're in a pickle because you don't want to get to know him like that anymore because you're disgusted by him and Cach doesn't even want to be with you anymore. So what's your other option in the villa? Is it Ty? Is Ty dating someone right now? I don't remember. Ty likes Lauren, doesn't he? So yeah, there's a lot going on. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out, but it's given a dumping needs to come real soon. I think that's what it's given because the connections in that villa just aren't making sense. I'm not going to hold you. But anyway, there's my thoughts on today's episode, guys. Let me know down below how you also found it. I think today was actually quite a quick review because the episode wasn't all that amazing. I won't hold you, but we're here now anyway. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at @SarahDestinyX. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for your consistent love and support. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.